Have you ever had this drive to do something? This overwhelming motivation to put your heart and soul into something you're passionate about? Let it be your studies, your hobbies, and especially towards your dreams. This comes in many forms. But did we ever stop and ask where it came from? We have this vague image, but we never ask the why. But sometimes exploring the why is a very beautiful thing. And this waifu has helped me do so. And this waifu is Vivy from Vivy Fluorite Eye Song. It has been a strange season. There are a lot of banger shows out there, but there are only a few shows that I can legitimately say that I think are objectively the best, and Vivy is probably on top of that list. The world of Vivy is filled with beauty and this overwhelming sense of melancholy. The one that wrote the story for this anime is the writer of ReZero, Nagatsuki Tappei, and if you don't know what that means, then that means this melancholy is probably 100% intentional. The beauty part mostly comes from the very stacked animation team. The ex-Attack on Titan studio, Wheat Studio, that just brought their A-game in animating this. You already got me with the story, you don't need to flex. Stop it! For those who don't know what Vivy is about, essentially the future is overrun by the AI that overdeveloped, and instead of sending a very buff 90s action star into the past, they sent a program 100 years into the past to inform this waifu robot diva to change the events of the past to save the future. The story is simple enough, and we have seen countless time travel stories that tackle this type of plot, but that is not the strength of Vivy. Rather, its strength is in its human drama. The AI in this world are given a single mission or purpose to fulfill when they are made. Let's say if you have a toaster AI, its mission is to toast bread effectively, and etc. And our protagonist Diva's mission is to make people happy with her songs by putting her heart into it. But this troubles Diva. After all, the heart is solely a human concept, and it's not something an AI can quantify. Then it happens. Matsumoto, an AI from the future, brings her a new mission to save the human race by destroying the AI. That troubles Diva more. Wasn't singing her mission? But she realizes that there wouldn't be anyone left to sing to if Diva does not carry out this mission. So she takes the alias Vivy, and starts a path to essentially halt the development of her own kind. This struggle felt more human than many of the one-tone anime protagonists out there, but it continues. Vivy still has problems with the concept of singing by putting her heart into it, and towards her journey, she meets the newer models of the singing diva AI, which are essentially her younger sisters if you may. They too have found their own meaning in their missions, and this slowly contributes to the question, what does it mean to put your heart into it? Sometimes, the interpretation of these missions lead them to a dark place. The passion or the drive turns into hatred or obsession, but they move forward wanting to do their best, even when the mission, that is essentially their souls, are taken away from them because of someone else's whim. That does not stop them from forgetting their original mission or drive. These scenes are sad and beautiful at the same time. Each contributed not only to Vivi's understanding of putting your heart into it, but also my understanding of it. They may not be the correct answer sometimes, but they remain inside Vivy. Because of this, each time Vivy goes through or experiences this interpretation, she becomes more relatable each time, making her hands down the most relatable waifu this season. The first time that this show really got to me was in the ensemble Polaris, when the space station was about to fall. Estella and Elizabeth start singing to calm the guests, even though they are slowly being broken down by the heat of the crashing space station. And Vivi's next line sold this waifu for me. She states, "This is frustrating." This one line just felt so human and relatable. She saw what it is to put your heart into it, and she feels she's not quite there yet. Later on, Vivy separates her internal mission by stating Diva's mission is singing and Vivy's mission is to stop the AI, and it even becomes a separate personality at one point. I think this serves as a parallel to our work and life balance, and as much as we want them to stay separate, the lines become blurred, and it is not a separation but ultimately coexistence that becomes the norm, while you try to find that elusive answer. Just like how Vivy and Diva coexist now. That's just my interpretation, but it just makes them so much more relatable. How come an animated AI waifu feel this real? I think because we all have been where Vivy has been at one point or another in our lives. Sometimes we don't know where our lives are headed. Passion usually comes without thinking. But once we get in the loop of not having it for a while, the very concept just becomes foreign to us. Unlike what Vivy said, it's frustrating. But just like Vivy, we start to get the grasp of the why or the how from every interaction we have in our lives, and formulate our own answer observing the individual answers that everyone else gave. And at the end of the day, those interactions that gave you the said answers will stay with you forever. And there is something poetic in that sentiment. And I have Vivy to thank for letting me experience this. She's not just a waifu, but an experience. Make sure to give this best waifu this season a support and check out Vivy Fluorite Ice Song. If you haven't already, you won't regret it. And I'll leave you with this question. What does it mean to put your heart into it? Did you enjoy the video? If you did, please like, subscribe, hit that notification icon for more contents like this, and I'll see you guys next time.